the margins, value player. So when GP gets paid, like he stops being a value. So like he goes to Portland. So
Out of everybody that left, though, he was the one that I was like, you know what I mean? He
yeah,
was
yeah,
dope.
yeah, yeah. I was, but because Looney was their priority, and then you know I can't blame GP for taking the money.
Yeah,
It's like 28 for 3 years.
28 for
That's
3. Yeah, and I think they could have matched with 10 mil per. I think per year was what it was. So it would have been about the same if they wanted to match it, right? Like they could have matched it
well,
if they wanted to, but
that's before the taxes. So
sure.
so it's gonna be like over the life of the deal, it's gonna be like 120 or some shit like that, some bullshit. So like, man, we can't pay you that. So,
No, that's true. If it's 1 to 7, as you say, that'd be
yeah,
like
it's
some.
1 to 7
Yeah.
because they've been in
Then
the
then
tax for years. That's why.
then it'd be like 200 million.
Yeah.
If that's really what it is, because that sounds crazy.
Well, they said they're not going. They're they're only gonna spend if it's like a real difference maker, which I mean, he is, but he's not like a top tier
Well, he's
dude.
not. He's not a great. He's not the best. He's not a good two-way player, right? Like he's good. He's like a Harrison Barnes on offense, right? Like he can finish really really well, but he doesn't really initiate. He doesn't. He's not a catch and shoot kind of guy.
No,
Uh,
he was okay at corner
no,
threes, but
he's okay. Yeah, but he doesn't like. But he's not a Jordan Poole on offense, right?
yeah, that's the thing. Like you can't pay like 30. I mean, granted, he's not getting all the money, but you can't pay fucking 30 mil a year for an okay dude. You know what I mean?
Well,
Even
you'd be paying 30 mil for a very very good defensive player, right? Like the guy averaged like 2 steals per game or some shit like that, and he is a very good defensive player.
yeah, no, like
But
like I said,
but you're paying 30 mil for a ridiculous for a very ridiculous
yeah, for
defensive
30 mil, you
seems
know,
it seems a little weird. Yeah, yeah,
better be fucking Kawhi or some shit. But they got to
yeah.
find out if these young dudes can play. That's why. So,
Hmm.
but yeah, it sucks. But I'm happy for GP getting his money.
Yeah, after all these years, he goes to the Warriors and basically just becomes like. I mean, he got his shine basically at the Warriors, right? I mean,
Yeah,
a lot
because
of a lot of YouTube videos are talking about how like how people go to the Warriors and then when they leave, they're just like, they're getting paid pretty
They
much.
yeah,
become, yep.
because
I seen a video of that the other day where it was actually the old guys. They were talking about the dark times, right?
Hmm.
So like they even talked about guys who we thought at the time were mediocre. When
Yeah,
they leave, they become at least
really
an
really
all
good.
star or
Yeah,
something.
yeah,
You know what I
yeah.
mean? So yeah, uh, what a crazy franchise. The way that it's, I mean, it's a crazy day in the NBA. Actually, just in general too.
yeah,
Like,
Yeah,
dude, I
seeing all the people,
pretty
yeah, all
much
the coming and goings, yeah, it's
it's
wild.
pretty much everything's burning except for like
what
Warriors.
do you think? What do you think about KD? What do you think about the KD situation? All of a
Hey,
sudden,
dude.
people woke up where he was just like, "Yo, I want out of here." You know, so
Well, you knew he wanted out. If Kyrie is out, then of course he wanted out, right? Because they still say they want to play together. Is what they're saying.
it's so
Well,
bullshit, dude. Right?
because once Kyrie opted in, he said like that's when KD wanted out. It's like, dude, you don't want to play with that. I mean, they're still homies, but like,
Yeah, you're still homies, but check this out too. Like you basically like had this dude's back. You know what I'm saying? Just like eh, eh, eh,
dude,
eh,
he's
and that
fucking unreliable, dog.
exactly, and for him to also put his career, his body, or whatever on the line for that guy not being there. You know what I mean? And to try to make this thing work. I mean, no matter what people are gonna say, it blew up in their face, right? But at least a guy attempted and like, I mean, he damn near willed their way into the playoffs when he was there, by himself.
Yeah, no, it just irritates me with this fucking pseudo deep thinker bullshit. I'm like, dude, shut up. I guess I don't know. I don't have my third eye open, so I couldn't understand him. So he's like, he's a fucking what he tweeted something like normal people make the world go round. Different people like take us to the future or take lead us into tomorrow or whatever. Like people who think different lead us into tomorrow or something like that. I'm like, shut up, dude. I take a shit in the sink. I think differently. Do I fucking? I mean, I'm a genius. Fucking dummy.
I don't really follow KD on Twitter, so I don't really know what he says.
No,
I've seen some.
Kyrie.
Oh, Kyrie. Oh,
Yeah, dude,
I
he's
don't know.
fucking wild.
I don't know what Kyrie.
I don't follow
He,
Kyrie, but like I
yeah.
Yeah,
I
you hear
read.
about. Yep,
You
it
know,
always
'cause-
makes
yeah, because they
the
posted on
headlines.
ESPN and all that shit. I'm like, all right.
I think part of it is once you've basically won a championship, you leave your team. You kind of try to make it on your own. I honestly think they're kind of lost. Like they don't really have an identity after leaving. Their teams that made them basically like what happened to James Harden? Like like I
I
know
got back, bro.
like after a while he just kind of he was a superstar for a very long time, but he just kind
Fizzled
of
out.
didn't really go anywhere. There was no real like
So
direction, especially in these later years, right? Like,
that's what
what is
happens
your
when
identity?
when you're always at the script club all the time. I mean, it's cool, but dude, you gotta be a legend if they fucking retire your number at that strip club, dog. Like your jersey's hanging in the strip club.
Yeah, if that's basically your greatest accomplishment because you haven't won a championship, or you haven't won a championship lately, I guess. For some of these other guys, I mean, I don't know. But yeah, that's what I'm saying. It feels like they don't have a direction. It feels like they don't know what they actually want to do. They just want to go somewhere and win a ship. But it's like, but
But as Joff said, they'd rather be at the strip clubs partying,
Hey, it's not easy
getting it
winning a
in.
championship.
You feel me?
Not easy winning a championship.
no, it's definitely not
What up,
easy. But
Rocky?
but like KD, you leave the situation. I get it. You want to be known as the man, right? And obviously, joining the Warriors, you're always going to have that stigma following you
I
that
like
you
KD
only
too.
went
I
there.
like
Oh, yeah. I'm not saying anything about him. Like that. But I can understand why he wants to set his name out there because he was added on to a team that already won championships or won a championship, right? He got put on the team. They won two more, and the what's the word on the street at that point?
he just I don't think he was prepared for the backlash. That's like
Of what, going to the Warriors
yeah,
to chase a ring.
yeah.
How can you not be that? That kind of that
Mm,
I don't believe that. Like
mm.
these guys like after this last, especially after this last championship, this last Warriors championship, you saw all the guys basically calling everybody out. You see,
No, like
they
no.
watch that
At
stuff.
that
KD should
time,
know that.
no. At that time, he joined the Warriors. He wasn't ready for all the backlash he got for joining the Warriors at that time.
I
That's why
I,
he
I don't
left.
believe that. I'm well, okay. Well, okay, yeah. I can that's on him though, because you could see what happened before with other people, like LeBron when LeBron left, right? Look at all the backlash that was there from everyone talking shit about him leaving, right?
Yeah, but KD got it worse because he joined the Warriors. It's just people got mad because like fuck, we can't beat these guys.
Yep.
That's
That's
on
why I
them.
said.
That's
Yeah,
on
This
them.
guy
and then
is designed to beat the Warriors. You feel me?
That's on the
and
other 30 teams.
yeah, and then it, I don't know. Katie listens to everything. That's why. But hey, man,
That's the thing. He is
and
sensitive.
that's why and that's why and
He's
but that's what I'm
sensitive as
saying.
hell.
He is,
What's
but
up,
that's what I'm saying.
kid?
How can he not be prepared for the backlash if he listens to everything? He knows.
he
A lot
wasn't.
of these.
Well, he wasn't. He didn't think it was gonna be that extreme. You know what I mean? Like, yeah, he probably thought it was gonna be. Yeah, it's gonna be backlash, but he didn't think that was like fucking everybody shitting on him.
Everyone but the Bay Area at that time,
Yeah,
anyways.
yeah.
At
Even
that
I was
time.
like, I don't like, dude. I like Katie. Shit, but you know, it'd be funny if they fucking trade him back. Oh, it's not gonna happen though. It's not
Where
gonna
is he gonna fit on this team, dude? This team is ridiculous. This team is ridiculous as
Oh,
is.
yeah.
With every
Oh, they have to trade like Wiggins and
Wiggins would have to go.
Poole and the
Yeah,
young guys and shit.
yeah. You would lose so many people.
Well, the Nets want that, but fucking the Warriors, I got it. We won a like they won a
Yeah,
championship without him.
they already proved it. They don't need a
Yeah,
KD. People be talking about LeBron going to the Lakers. It's like, dude, really? I don't think he would ever do that.
yeah, no. If dude, imagine he's gonna get more shit like he plays with LeBron. Fucking the
No,
shit he got for fucking playing with Steph. Now he's gonna play with LeBron. Like,
I don't know. But yeah, this NBA offseason this past week, anyways, has been pretty ridiculous.
shoot,
It's pretty
fuck.
interesting.
Gobert also ended up on
Yeah.
the move
Uh,
too.
yeah.
Yeah,
Where'd he go?
Minnesota.
Minnesota,
Yep.
something like
Yep.
that. Yeah. I didn't expect him to be moved. I mean,
And like three of their guys, like they damn near traded a whole bench. You know what I mean? So they're going to be running. You know,
They showed the
I guess one of the questions is, they're going to be running big man with, big man ball. Can big man ball like survive in an era of NBA style right now? Like the last time you've seen two bigs, you know what I mean? It's it's. I mean, even the Warriors don't got bigs like that. You know what I mean? So
no,
it's
they
like,
don't. They really don't.
so it's crazy.
man.
John Wall also uh, got on the Clippers.
He's still around? I haven't heard. I haven't heard that name in
Finally
a
got
while.
out of that Houston fiasco.
I haven't heard anything from that guy for such a long time.
Yeah, he was like signed to Houston, but he had to sit out or something like that.
Hmm.
Well,
So
because
now he's
Houston was tanking.
I
Oh, were they?
forget. Damn,
Plus,
somebody from
like they wanted to play their young guys. So
Mm.
what's John Wall gonna do? They're not making the playoffs, even
Yeah,
if he
yeah.
plays.
the Knicks too. Uh, they copped somebody today. I think somebody from Indiana.
Mm.
One of the shooting guards from Indiana. What else did I see today? Um,
See, the Warriors, like hey, we're cleaning up. Like their plan is to clean up on the second day. Like the leftovers, like that could
oh,
the
Otto
left.
Porter. He went to Toronto.
Yeah, he was gone, dude. He was for the like because he signed he signed a pretty good deal. So,
I think a lot
but
of these guys too are probably
he got
just so
his
happy to get up out of there too. I
he got
also
his
get a
ring
feeling of
already,
that
dude.
too. Yeah, a lot of guys just be like, "Yo, I got my ring. I'm out."
No,
You feel
I
me?
I, I think he would have stayed, but hey, you know they're paying you the vet minimum, but Toronto's giving you more years and more money. So
Yeah, you definitely should get as many years as you can. I mean, especially if it's like, you know, especially if their careers, on a finite term, right? And he was injured for a pretty decent amount of time this year. So
Mhm.
knowing that you're on a timetable, a time limit, you need to get as much money as you can while you still can. I get it. I totally get that.
Yeah, it's like working at Safeway and shit. They're like, oh man, we can only offer you minimum wage, but we get the party at the end of the year, blah blah blah. And you go to Lucky's and like, hey, we can't promise you a
A
party at
party.
the end of the year, but you making $20 an hour. So I'm
Yeah.
like, all right, I'm going to Lucky's.
I mean, that's really what it is, right? That
Yeah,
that is
that's
that
pretty
is
much it.
literally what it is. Yeah.
Yeah,
I wouldn't want
I
a
mean,
party anyway,
but it's a pizza party, dog.
right?
some some whack party, dog.
It's a pizza party. What are you talking about, dude? It's the best party in the world.
We get like we can't guarantee you that we're gonna be the best Lucky's location. We're not gonna get a party, but
If it
you
was
make
an
it.
adult party, that'd be awesome.
You're making 25.
Like an inappropriate workplace, work party. That'd be awesome. Um, but yeah, a whole bunch of moves. Um, the draft happened too, so I know some moves happened because of the draft. I didn't keep up though.
Yeah,
Um,
and then keep it to the draft.
Yeah, I just saw who the Warriors picked. It's like a bunch of like Fords, like small Fords or something. It's like basically the same kinds of people that they usually pick up. 6'7", 6'8", all around players. Which makes sense. They pick guys that are versatile. They have a system that runs on like ridiculous ball movement.
I saw the draft live on YouTube on somebody's channel. You know how like somebody will just
Yeah.
throw a channel up and
Hmm.
you
Yeah.
see it live, and it just so happened it was their first pick of that first round. And so many people in the chat wanted. Uh, there was a Filipino guy out there, Kai
Oh,
Yeah.
Kai
Soto.
Soto.
They wanted him to get picked, and I'm not. I'm not one of those like I'm gonna get excited already because of who he. I've seen his stuff, very good, very good. But I'm talking against the guys that's coming out of an exciting NCAA program too. You know what I mean? I'll just like hold on. He's gonna have to go late. I don't think he's gonna be a first rounder. If anything, he might go. Late or whatever.
No,
So like,
where's he playing? He's playing in Australia or some shit, right?
and I believe as soon as they didn't pick him, his agent almost feeling like in a way bitter, talking about we ain't going to the G League, we ain't gonna. Then in a way it's like, well, then you don't want to go to the NBA. You feel like you got so shut it out that like, oh, we'll just play somewhere else. You know what I mean? We won't try the G League, or I guess there's this last invitation, thing where people can look at you too. You know what I mean? And I
Yeah,
guess they went
well,
down with that. You know what I mean? So
because they probably make more money overseas. Really, like some dudes that could play in the G League just like rather play overseas because they're making more money.
Yeah, I think the
Okay, yeah,
balls didn't the balls do that for a little bit, get their experience overseas and then come back.
for
yeah,
like a
like
season
Europe.
or
Yeah,
two, right?
dude,
Yeah,
Yeah,
Belly just fucking went back to Europe. So
Bielika.
I
yeah,
believe GP2
Yeah, he
also
went
did
back to
that,
Turkey. Oh, I don't know if GP2 did. I know he went to a
didn't he?
lot of teams, and
he
he
went to a
he
bunch of
did.
G League stuff. He just stuck
Yeah,
around.
Mm,
yeah. I don't know if he actually went to a foreign country for that.
mm.
But yeah, I mean it'd be nice to get a Filipino guy, but
Hey, dude, fucking Jalen Green, dog. He's half. Jordan
yeah,
Clarkson's half. So
yeah.
that's what we're gonna get. That's the best we're gonna get, fellas. So
I mean, I was happy when the Warriors picked up Jeremy Lin for a little bit there.
fucking insanity.
Yeah, and then Linsanity happened somewhere else, but still, it was nice. It was nice to see another Chinese guy, an American Chinese guy, not a
But
dude from China. China.
but I think people are also. I mean, of course, for Asians, right? That was another big moment But I think
Sure.
the fact that
Valley High.
the fact he also brought back New York basketball, he
Well,
doesn't get enough
briefly,
credit for.
sure. Yeah.
I'm just saying, at the time when Linsanity was going on, people wanted to come on. When's the last time New York's been dope? That's what I'm saying. You
No,
know what I
no, he
mean?
definitely brought some hype back to New York to the
Yeah.
Knicks. Yeah, I mean, uh, yeah, exactly. The New York Knicks have the biggest mouth. You know, New York Knicks fans obviously have the biggest mouths, and they always talk about how the Knicks are the best, but they've always been trash since like the '90s. You
And when
know,
Kobe
so
or dismissed him, like, oh, I don't know him. You know what I
yeah.
mean? And had that game against Kobe. Awesome, awesome stuff. Awesome stuff. And not only that, but
He had a good 2 weeks.
and he was one of the first
Hmm.
guys to start doing content too, right?
Hmm.
At a time when people weren't doing like content online, he was doing the crazy, goofy stuff with his friends. You
Sure.
know what I mean? Had his own YouTube channel and would just do skits and all types of stuff, right? So I mean, I like his. I've always liked this character. I do feel bad though when he's talking about. Remember whatever happened last year about he put something about like, oh, I can't get hired. You know
Yeah.
what I mean? He was on some I can't get hired out here and all that stuff. Well,
Hmm.
I mean it's hard to say like, well, you just got to keep balling. You know what I
Yeah.
mean?
You do.
I don't know what to tell you then. If
Hmm.
we live in such a sensitive area, you know what I mean? It's like, dude, but you just got to keep balling, bro. Like, you're a baller. You know what I mean? I don't think he's a dud. You know what I mean? He's a success in his own way. You know what I mean? So just keep balling and shit. You know what I mean?
Sometimes you just wash, dog. Sometimes you
That
just
too. That too.
I mean,
But I
yeah,
see.
you're playing in a game where you have to be athletic. You know, after a while, you just don't have it anymore. You know, you just don't.
Mm,
That's just how it is, unfortunately.
everybody gets old, dog. You
Yeah.
probably
but also, these guys are supposed to be major. I seen somebody today, and I looked him up because he just signed for like 30 mil or something like that. I forget, you know, who it was. But then when I looked him up, dude, he's been in the league almost 15 years.
Jesus.
You know what I mean? Still getting that bread though. Still getting that bread. So good
Is that
for
Al? Is
him.
that Al Horford?
Nah, I forget who it is, dude. Damn, I forget who it is. But I was just like, oh shit, dude, this guy's been in the league that long.
It is
You
kind
know
of
what I
wild
mean?
that
So
that that you know you blink and people have been in the league for 15 years. I mean, Steph's been in the league for what, 13 years? Is that what it was?
yep.
I mean, shit, dude. That's crazy, dude. Like he still looks like he. I mean, obviously he looks a little bit older with all his with his goatee and whatnot. But yeah, it's been like 13 years for Steph. I think that's why
and
a
he
lot of
was
people
at the
are saying
very
that he's
top of
done.
his game, which is
Yeah, a lot of
crazy.
people are saying he's done. A lot of people are saying he's washed. That's literally why he's been in the league for that long. It's pretty. I mean, makes me feel old, but that's just how it is.
And it makes me also feel old with if that's the if if they're calling Steph Wash and that's the caliber of player he is,
Hmm.
you know what I mean? Then
Yeah.
truly Wash players are just like they're pieces of shit. They're nothing then really, right? Like, dude,
Freaking the Lakers signed fucking Scottie Pippen Jr. It's like fuck. And Shaq's son to their G League team, I think.
trying
It's
to
like,
make something
dude,
happen, huh?
And
fuck
Bronny.
it.
Bronny's gonna be coming up pretty soon,
Ke-
right?
Kenyon Martin Jr. plays for the Rockets. Like, fuck. These motherfuckers, kids. Like, I was watching their dads. Now I'm watching their sons.
Well, dude, GP2.
Yeah, GP2. There you go, dude.
Think about that one for a second, dude.
We saw Dell. You know what I mean?
Well, he already won a championship, so GP2 is. I mean, if we're talking about what would he be like, second generation
What do you mean?
or as far as like being in the NBA, like
Yeah.
No, like
right?
sons. Like when we watched their dads play, and then like
Yeah, he's the first to get a ring, right? He's the first to get a
No, I think
ring.
Gary
So.
Payton got a ring, didn't he? He kept talking about how Gary Payton got a ring. I don't remember who he got
yeah,
it
No,
with.
but
Was it
Gary
the
Payton's
Lakers? Senior.
no, but Gary
Knicks.
Payton's
I mean
son,
Knicks.
right?
Heat.
He, I'm just
He
saying
got it
he
with a
might be
heat.
the first. He might be the first to get a ring that was a or no. Well, no Clay or
Yeah, Clay and
no.
his dad. Yeah,
Yep, Clay
his
and
dad
his
got a
dad.
ring. His dad had 3 rings. So I
Hmm.
don't think Dell never won a championship.
Hell no. Del Curry, crazy. Hey Gab, how are you? Yeah, this is a hub far away. Episode 151. You're in the house with me, Ron Sara, WB2K, aka Joff. You feel me? Ninja Iceberg also is in the house.
What's up? What's
And
up?
WB2K is the original Night Knight.
Joff referring to as creator, creator player, creator wrestler, right? I'm okay. How about
I
you,
can't
Joff?
I
You are
can't
good.
I can't say his full like the full finishing the finishing move, the name of the finishing move because
Racist.
it's 2022, dog. I can't be saying that shit. It's the finishing move. Ron knows like night night.
Which is it's a, an illegal choke, huh? As you
Yeah.
call it in wrestling, right? An illegal choke, right? But we hope you guys are doing good. Thank you guys. We've just been catching up on all the latest moves that's happening in the NBA right now. To no, oh man, I was talking about those trades earlier, it was Boston. Boston got their starting shooting guard from Indiana,
Oh,
I believe.
Brogdon.
Yeah, that was the one that I was thinking about earlier. And they gave up some people too. I forget, but yeah. And I've been really nerding out too because I was able to get. I was telling Joff earlier. I was able to get a NBA 2K22. You know, it's always after the finals that the price drops immediately from being a
Oh
sixty
yeah,
dollar
dude. That's
game.
yeah. That's how. That's
It's smart, right?
yeah.
And not only that, but it's still updating even until like today. You
Yeah,
know what
you
I
could
mean?
update
So
update the rosters and stuff.
you get updated rosters and all that stuff. So it's kind of exciting to see, you know, certain moves that's going on. People are waiting for that guy from Phoenix. What's his name, Joff? He's a free agent. He's at center.
Aiton, DeAndre Aiton.
Yep, yep. Him too. I think that's another name that people are looking at.
Yeah,
Yeah.
I'm gonna
What's
renew
up, Quissy?
my league pass since the Lakers seem like it's gonna be trash. So I'm like, yes.
You're there to see the Lakers dynasty continue to burn to
Yeah,
the ground.
dude, fuck,
Petty. So petty.
I love a good dumpster fire, dude.
True.
It's like, yes, watch this shit. Hey man, it's see how they're trying to get rid of Westbrook. We'll see, like motherfucker opted in, dude.
Westbrook, huh? West. Oh my god.
I saw he was mad at a tweet the other day. I don't remember who was tweeting, but they were talking smack about Westbrook, and he tweeted out like, "Yo, what the hell?" or some shit like that. It was so weird. And I was just like,
He's probably
Hey,
scared.
NBA players really go at their haters or what? You know what I mean? Like they're so
"No,
sensitive.
yeah,
Everyone is
yeah,
so like
I get
it's
it."
so
I
funny.
and yeah,
It's
part
probably
of it
not.
is
It's yeah.
motivation, you know.
It's probably like it doesn't help. Like it's probably they probably didn't see it at first, but and somebody in their circle would see it. I'm like, hey, you see what this dude tweeted at you? It's like, oh
Yeah, yeah. I gotta say something now.
yeah, it's their family. Their family
Yeah,
sees something. Check with
yeah, but you should do what the Warriors do and just win a championship. I mean, just
That's
do that.
what I'm saying.
yeah,
Just
Just do
do
that.
that, dude.
Just win a championship.
yeah.
Fucking God, all this yapping, dude. Just win a champ. Just win.
Dude,
Just win a
remember when
ship.
Cleveland had a party and they had their names on tombstones around food? You know
Yeah,
what I mean? They
Yeah,
had
yeah, yeah.
that. See, and they were tripping. They just went out and said, "Okay, y'all gonna make fun of us in that type of way and all that," and they just went back. And I mean, dude, the
they
cream
got
rises
KD
to
and
the
then they
top is
fucking
what I'm
smashed
saying.
him.
What's up, DJ Philly? What's up, Brooke? How are you guys?
Yeah,
Just
they
talking
got
about the
KD and then
NBA.
they smashed him. That's what happened.
That's what I'm saying. All these NBA dudes or whatever, they sensitive to where it's like they got it, everything to where like their mom is saying, "Yo, you guys shouldn't say that," and you know what I mean, or their wives like, "Oh, you shouldn't say those
Yeah.
type of things and all that stuff." And even I thought it was weird, like how Steve Kerr and then we're on some like, the crowd was wrong for chanting that. I was just like, dude, don't you guys come from the old school NBA where people say some crazy shit? So for
I think. Well,
an
yeah,
entire
yeah.
arena to be yelling fuck you Draymond, I don't think that's crazy. You know what I'm saying? I don't think that's crazy at all. They're like, "Oh, it was wrong. It was indecent. There were kids in the audience." Fight the kids, dog. They're gonna chant that. They're gonna chant that. Is what I'm saying.
Look,
You know what
it's
I
all
mean?
about finding motivation wherever you can, right? And taking offense to something that you don't really know or care about is like that's just how it is. It's all about you know how Jordan, like when Jordan says I took that personal. Yeah, that's literally everybody. And sometimes
It,
it works and sometimes it doesn't,
What
it
do you think
reminded
though about Jordan calling Muggsy Bogues a midget and basically destroying his career though? Like he lost all his confidence. He's he told him shoot that midget.
that's
He
sick.
told him job
That's
shoot that
tight.
midget, and then all of a sudden he lost the confidence. He lost the confidence. Same thing with Nick Anderson. He couldn't hit those free throws. He missed those two free throws, and it broke his confidence his entire career. What do you guys think about that?
Hey, man. Jason
I,
Tatum. Think you
Mm,
Kobe? You're not Kobe. You're probably
oh,
saying,
sure, it's true, it's true.
hilarious.
Look, that's that. I mean, unfortunately, that is part of the game, right? Like trash talk is part of the game. Negative media, spins are part of the game. All that stuff is part of the game. That's just how it is nowadays. Or not even nowadays. That's just how it is. Just all this shit talking all the time.
hey, somebody tweeted it was fucking. It's kind of fucked up, but it's kind of funny. It's like, hey, fucking Jason Tatum really a Kobe fan because he made sure the Celtics didn't win.
That's true. That's true.
Dude, he had
Damn.
100. He had 100 turnovers.
I know the
Yeah.
playoffs,
Yeah.
dog.
That
Yeah.
is crazy, right?
Yeah,
It's quite a bit. It's
For
quite
somebody
a bit.
that's for, for somebody that's touted as the man.
Well, he is,
You
yeah,
know what I mean?
considered the
On that
best
team though
player on
too.
that team. Yeah. He is literally the
Thank you
best
so
player on
much,
that team.
Brooke. Crazy. Thank you, Brooke, for the hollow hollow. I appreciate you. Shout out to you. Shout out to DJ Philly. I appreciate you guys for coming through here. Talking about the NBA. We're also going to talk about a whole bunch of other nerdy stuff for the next, I don't know, couple hours and stuff like that. So yeah, make sure you put whatever in the comments. Please share this stream. Please, all that stuff with the cherry on top. Whatever. Spoiler alert at all times. I'm trying to read whatever down below. But yeah, comment below and ask questions. Anyways, guys, again, my name is Ron Sara. That's a wave beater 2K. Did I try to switch it up there. Ninja Iceberg is in the house, and again, thank you guys. This is episode 151 of the Hub 408. Kevin James 38 is in the house. Kevin James, that's a guy from or am I thinking of somebody else? Kevin
King of
James from
Queens.
Yeah,
yeah,
the
is that
actor.
him? Yeah, the
I think
actor.
so. I think that's him.
Kevin James. That's his name.
Paul Blart.
Yeah, Paul Blart, right? I think that's his biggest movie, right? Or no, it's probably no, that's
Probably
not his.
Hitch. Hitch
I
is
know.
probably his biggest movie.
Well, yeah, Hitch. I'm sorry. That
Chuck and
movie
Larry.
gets
Chuck and Larry.
dude, but Hitch gets played in the Philippines like forever, dude. If you guys are out there in the Philippines, shout out to you guys. I appreciate you guys, but they play Hitch there like religiously. That shit is just always on TV. You feel me? It used to be, I guess, when cable was a thing, right? Hitch was always playing. Fucking Paul Blart, huh? No, I was gonna say Grown Ups too. I think,
Oh yeah, yeah, Grown Ups.
uh, true.
but it also makes me sad because I automatically think, because I saw the first one and I saw the second one, but I automatically thought about, oh, that definitely would have been Chris Farley's role. You know
Yeah.
what I mean? If the guy was around, I guess so. Kevin James, though, he was saying, "Good afternoon po, pasensya po sa abala. Pwede po ba palike ng pincos po? Salamat po." Yeah, he came in here talking about good afternoon. You feel me? You just followed me too, Joff. You feel me? Pasensya na po sa abala. He was like, I didn't mean to bother anybody, Ninja. Is what he said, right? He said he didn't mean to bother anybody. You feel me? Pwede po ba like yung pin code post ko? Like he wants me to go on his profile, check out his pin post. You know what I'm saying? And like that shit. You feel me? And he followed me too. So thank you so much, Kevin James 38, aka Paul Blart, right, Joff? Right? You
King
one
of
of them Paul Blart.
Queens.
You one of them Paul Blart motherfuckers right there, right?
It's fucked up, dog.
Excuse me. Oh, Brooke, that she's like, no, no, Kevin, sorry, not sorry. Shout out to you, Brooke. Thank you so much for joining us. Shout out to Ryan Noche, also who came in the room. We're talking about the NBA. We're also talking about whatever, a whole bunch of nerdy stuff. I guess that's going on. Uh, I don't know. I don't know if there's anything. Oh wait, I know we didn't talk about did we talk about the very last episode of Obi
Obi
Wan?
Wan? No, I don't think so. We didn't have a show last week. I think, right?
Correct. Um,
No, I think we did like a week before. I think.
did we?
I don't think so.
Did we talk about the final fight scene?
I
No, I
don't
don't
think
think we
so.
did.
I don't think we
Right?
did. No.
Well, anyways, that series is done right now.
Dunzo.
Quick, yeah, quick thoughts, Joff. Did you like it? I mean, did you enjoy it? I know you were kind of like, in the
Mm,
beginning. What you think about it?
there's moments that are cool, but it seemed like maybe freaking
Right here, Burnt Dice is saying, "Hey guys, first time viewer, what are your favorite runs from the past 20 or so years? What runs are you talking about, good sir?" Go ahead, Joff. While he types a follow up question, go ahead, Joff. What do you think about the Obi
the.
Wan series?
I mean, they could have done better with freaking less Leia. Yeah, it's like, dude, fucking, just you got okay. Obi Wan got you. They should have sent you home, but like, no, they gotta take him to this fucking dumbass planet. Fucking, I just and should have killed Reva, dog. Should have killed her, dog. Just like fucking useless. It's like, you know what I mean?
Yeah, but she wasn't actually evil, right? I mean, that was the whole point.
Yeah,
Like she
nah.
was doing all that just to get her revenge, right?
She
Play
had
stupid
some good in
games
her.
with stupid prizes. Just fuck it.
I mean, I guess that is kind of the ultimate weakness of a Jedi. I mean, Luke did the same thing, right? Should have killed Darth Vader, didn't.
Hey, how was his dad though, dog? Can't,
Yeah. Okay.
can't. But you know, just have killed Reva. Should have killed Reva. Just,
Yeah, but that wouldn't have accomplished anything. She didn't do anything in the end.
yeah, that's why she should have just died.
Oh, are you saying the show should have just killed her?
Yeah,
Oh. Eh.
but
Well
I heard
then.
because like they kind of, I think. Well, I heard something originally. Uh, she was supposed to die, but
Hmm.
in the off chance that they may get a second season,
Yeah, second season or spinoff. Yeah. Uh huh.
yeah, that's why they were like, all right.
Yeah. I think as a character, she's interesting. I don't know what they're gonna do with her though. To be honest, I mean, because her story is basically done at this point. You know, what's she gonna do? Travel the universe and be a Jedi? You know, it's as Darth Vader is still searching for people. You know,
I want I
seems kind
want
of weird.
a I want a show with my man Ice Cube Jr. A spinoff.
Yeah, I see him smuggling people. See how that works out. That'd be kind of interesting, just as a smuggler. I mean, it'd be basically like a Han Solo show, right?
Like a
But
whole drama filled,
yeah,
right?
but he's
He's
smuggling
smuggling
Jedi's and
people.
people.
Yeah,
Yeah, he smuggles. He's a coyote.
yeah.
He'd be a coyote.
And we'd also get to see more representation on screen, too,
Yeah.
right?
Hmm.
So that'd be kind of cool. First off, thank you to Burton Dice. He was saying, "Hey guys, first time viewer, what are your
Shay,
favorite runs
homie.
from the past 20 or so years?" And he's saying his are probably Immortal Hulk, Kate's Venom, John's Green Lantern.
Green Lantern.
Joff, I was gonna say with you, I know you're a longtime avid reader. I guess me and Ninja are. So, what are your favorites of the last 20 years? What what have you liked?
Uh, Grant Morrison's Batman, where it was Dick Grayson as Batman.
Hmm.
That's, uh, yeah, Jeff Johns Flash and Green Lantern run. Pretty cool. What else? Actually, the Powers of X is pretty good. Like House of X, Powers of X, or whatever. It's
I'm
pretty
actually
good.
working through that right now.
It's pretty interesting.
I have that on my Kindle.
It's kind of weird, but like kind of, but you know, it just takes they just give you a lot of detail, so it takes a while. At least for me, it takes a while to process. Like,
Yeah.
like because they give you like little like sidebar shit on the side. Like I don't know if I should read it if it really gonna affect the story or it would help like kind of some background information so you don't get confused. Well, for some shit because they hop around a lot, so it would probably help. That's why they did that. But yeah, those runs. What else? Like, man, 20 years.
Yeah. What was I
Burn
reading in
Dice
2002?
Burn Dice says, "I'm reading that now. I also like Black
Yeah,
Mirror better when."
Black Mirror. Yeah, exactly.
So we
Yeah,
are
Black
talking
Mirror
about
was cool.
comics right now. So, what about you, Ninja? What have you liked in the last 20 or so years? While me and Joff
uh,
think of some more good
I mean,
runs.
okay, so for the past 20 years, so we're talking like early 2000. I mean, there's so many things that I read in that time. A lot of them are actually like movies and TV shows now. it's really interesting. Like things that I've been talking about for a while, like obvious like Hawkeye, right? I fucking Matt Fraction's Hawkeye was something that I really enjoyed, and I try to get people to read as much as possible. Um, Immortal Iron Fist, which is also Matt Fraction. His run on that is really good. Uh, what's his name? Dan Slott's Silver Surfer was one of my favorite runs. Someone recommended that to me because I was never really like I never really read that much Silver Surfer. Like I read him here and there, but I never really like read it. And someone recommended that one to me, and I just picked it up and really enjoyed that. Um, yeah, there's uh, uh, Ed Brubaker and Greg Rucka's Gotham Central
Yep. I was just gonna say
is
that Gotham
amazing.
Central.
Burn
Uh,
Dice is saying that he heard that Matt Fraction's Hawkeye was great. Need to check that out. Ninja's been talking about it for the last 10 years on the
yeah.
Hub 408. You know what I mean? So
So yeah,
yes, please go check that out.
Fractions Hawkeye is really good in terms of like um, really digging into the relationship between Clint and Kate, right? So in the books, it's kind of flipped in the their relationship in that Clint is the irresponsible one in the comics, and Kate is the responsible one in the comics, or more responsible. So you kind of see this. It's kind of got it's got that child taking care of a parent
Vibe.
dynamic. You know
Mhm.
that kind of a vibe. Yeah. So that's partly why I mean, that's part of the reason why it's really good. You got these two characters who are really interesting. You know, they have no real superpowers except they can shoot a bow and arrow really well, um, and you really get to dig into their relationship dynamic. What makes them tick? What makes them friends? What makes them angry at each other? You know, it's just like a family. Like what the good and the bad kind of stuff. So that's I thought that was really good. Um, huh. Let's see. Oh, Gore the God Butcher. I mean, again, that's coming out as the new Thor movie. You know, Thor versus Gore. I know these names sound really goofy, but that run, I think it was Kieran Gillen's run. I want to say, or Jason Aaron. I don't know why I always get them both mixed up because they both write Thor, and they're both really amazing at writing Thor.
Mhm.
But I always get
Mhm.
their runs mixed up. So Gore the God Butcher run was really good. That one you got to see. First of all, I love the art in that one. It's like Assad Ribic, I think is the guy's name. Like his artwork is amazing. It looks like watercolor almost. Um, and then the story itself, you get to see Thor in three different time periods deal with the God Butcher because this guy is like so ridiculously powerful. He's there when Thor is young. He's there when present day Thor, and he's there during All Father Thor. You know, you got this whole thing going on. And also the Mighty Thor runs were really good. Like Thor in the past 20 years was one of the things that I really loved. You brought up Immortal Hulk. I was a huge fan of Totally Awesome Hulk. You know, Amadeus Cho uh, Hulk was amazing. Uh, Ms. Marvel, another amazing run. G. Willow Wilson when she came out with that. Uh, Kelly Sue DeConnick's Captain Marvel. Um, I'm just throwing all kinds of stuff out there. It's just DMZ was another really good book that I really enjoyed. I'm just throwing out books that I really enjoyed within the past 20 years. Ryan North's Squirrel Girl, amazing stuff. Like a lot of these things, I think are basically just fun, good books and they try to deconstruct these characters as much as possible. All Star Superman is another one. I don't know. I can probably just keep going for a while. Just hey, this is good. This is good. This is good. But yeah, those are a bunch of stuff that I really enjoyed.
Yeah.
Um,
Well, I
yeah,
was gonna say kind of like Waldo for me too. I think a lot of the stuff that's uh, on our screens or have been adapted is pretty much some of the good stuff for me. I think what got me back into comics, I think I've told it to the guys a whole bunch of times, was the whole Civil War event going down. That got me back into reading stuff, and I really like the whole Dark Avengers run that had happened after that. Um, it's funny how Joff also mentioned um, Grant Morrison's Batman run. That's what got me reading DC again, because sometimes for me DC's a little hard to read. I'd rather read the one shots, or if I can get it in the paperbacks already. That's how I've always read my you know DC stuff. Not like I guess at the time Marvel, I could read it, issue by issue, and be able to wait or whatever it is. But if we're talking about the last 20 years and how Ninja was kind of throwing stuff out there, I was a huge Powers fan. I loved the very first run of Powers. I really really loved that. I always say I'm in issue number 13 because I wrote, you know what I mean, to the no, you can write the
yeah.
and, and get in the back of the
The letters
comic,
column. Yeah.
yeah, letters column and stuff like that. I think I'm in issue 13. So I mean, I really really love that book. And I think even that got made into a show, right? Into a series.
Yeah. Yeah.
Also, I know they didn't really stay true to some of the stuff that was going on, but that whole "Who Killed Retro Girl" stuff was really really good. Um, I don't know. I was very selective also of some of the stuff that I was reading. Like for some reason, I really liked um, you know how Civil War would have their own branch off into their own like storylines and stuff like that.
Yeah.
I liked Punisher's Civil War, little Civil War run. How he was rocking a modified Captain America suit, and in a way they were kind of like, who should control the shield, who should hold the shield. I think it was between him, Hawkeye, and somebody else about who deserves to have something like this. And at the time too, I think he was fighting. You know, how Punisher is kind of known for fighting C-list characters, but
Yeah.
there was some guy where it was almost like a Captain America knockoff, but he's a KKK version of Captain America. You know what I mean? So sometimes I like to see goofy stuff like that, where it would be sometimes you got to take the element, especially with Punisher too, right? I mean, and I could talk Punisher all day, especially in the early 2000s. His stuff was really good with some of the runs that he had. I mean, probably one of the more popular books, I guess, in those early 2000s. I don't know about now. I don't really, I haven't really talked shop with a bunch of people. I work at a comic book store too, so I haven't really talked shop with a bunch of people of who are they feeling right now. What are they liking right now? So Burn Dice was saying I've been really wanting to check out the Garth Ennis Punisher run, which is
Welcome Back, Frank is probably one of my favorite runs
of all time, right?
of all time. Yeah.
So many
Welcome Back, Frank.
goofy,
So good.
so
Yeah.
many goofy moments. Too. Is that the one where he
Yeah.
punches a polar bear? Right?
Yeah. Yeah.
Like,
Yeah. That's so. So yeah. That's the thing
and
about
who's the
Welcome Back,
name of that
Frank
artist,
is
by the way? Who's the name of that artist?
Steve Dillon. He's the same one the guy that did the Preacher. The two of them did Preacher.
Yes, love it.
Um.
I love.
Yeah.
Some people
That was
don't
the
like
Preacher
that
team.
Punisher art, but I
I love it.
absolutely loved it. Yeah,
Love it. Yeah. But yeah, that's basically the reason why I dislike the Thomas Jane Punisher, because it was loosely based on that run,
yeah,
and that run is honestly iconic. That Garth Ennis Welcome Back, Frank is probably one of the best Punisher runs ever. Like from that point on, Garth Ennis and Punisher are pretty much like linked together in my brain. and that movie was so bad when compared to that book. Like it was just a very bad imitation of that run. Uh, Very disappointing.
Yeah, I was thinking, what else have I liked in maybe the last 20 years? I probably haven't read in the last maybe even like 5 or 10. Actually, no, that's not true. I really enjoyed one of the more recent ones. I really enjoyed the whole three Jokers
Mm,
thing that was going on in Batman. I
yeah,
really like that, and I kind of even wasn't mad at it if that was supposedly how we're gonna go, or like there's implications to that. Something that we thought was like not canon or whatever, all of a sudden becomes that. But it also makes you think like, well, we come from. I think all three of us here come from being a Joker fan to where who cares what his origin is?
hmm,
Like I could care less, but would they try to I think they always try that every year too, right? Or every couple of
yeah,
years where they try to, come up with his origin and all that stuff. I'm
yeah.
more like I really don't care
It's not the
because
point of that character.
yeah, he is very much just what we've always said here, an agent of chaos, right? He just
Hmm.
wants to, he
Yep.
just wants to fuck some shit up. So
Oh, Mark Waid's Daredevil. Mark Waid and Chris Samnee's run on Daredevil, amazing. If you guys
hmm,
haven't read that yet, that is honestly one of my favorite runs this past 20 years.
I was trying to
So
think
good.
what else. What else have I liked? Hmm.
Yeah, it's nothing like the show. It's actually a lighter version because previous to that, Daredevil was dark, right? Ever since Frank Miller's run, dark, 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 dark for 30 years, and then Mark Waid was like, I'm going to go back to how he was in the 60s and basically lightened it up a little bit more. And one of the best runs I've ever read of Daredevil. And Daredevil is one of my favorite characters, but that run, the Mark Waid run, so good.
Yeah, I'm trying to think what else I
Blanking.
was reading. Well,
So
yeah,
much. There's
the,
so much. 20 years is
because
such a
it,
long time.
because it was also linked to certain events, like just like what I said earlier about the whole Civil War thing. It goes into
Yeah.
like Dark
Uh-huh.
Avengers and stuff like
Yeah.
that. I think
One thing goes to the next, yeah.
out of that story, we got Wolverine's son also, right?
Yeah. Oh,
Um,
Duck Ken, yeah.
yep. So I was reading some of that stuff
Yeah,
because that
X-23 was really good. Tom Taylor's
yep, that
X-23 was
stuff is.
super good with the honey badger,
Oh, actually, the X Force with the
the
when
Dark
they were
X
doing,
Force.
yeah, with the gray suits, the
Yeah, with
Wolverine
Wolverine
team.
and Phantom X and
Deadpool.
yeah,
That's
yeah.
probably one of the greatest teams
So hard,
assembled.
so
Yeah,
metal.
it's
Yeah.
just so fucking good.
I
Like
mean, they were just basically assassins, right? Mutant assassins, basically, or
but
wetworks. They did wetworks,
Yeah.
but it was
pretty
also
much.
kind but it was also kind of like a throwback to, hey, we're a team doing team things, just like
Yeah,
how early 80s X-Men was, where like
sure.
no matter what, we're here as a team doing team
Yeah,
things, where it wasn't a whole bunch of other things going around. It
but
was
they're
very
doing,
team focused.
but they're like but they're a very dark team, right? Like they're the wetworks. They're the ones who do the dirty stuff. That was
And
the point
even
of that entire team.
remember, even Deadpool wasn't too funny there. He was
Yeah,
very
pretty
subdued.
serious. Yeah,
That's how I liked. Oh, that's probably the
that was
best
the that was
version
the
of
yeah. That's the pre Daniel
Daredevil ever.
Way. Yeah, pre Daniel Way Deadpool. I think.
Yes,
Um,
yes. What
so
up,
basically
Mikael?
the Fabian Nicieza Deadpool sort of very serious. You also had who Archangel and Psylocke, I think, on that team as well.
Hmm. Hmm.
I think there was one storyline where they basically had to take out Kid Apocalypse. I mean, that's the kind of story we're talking about. That's the X Force that we're talking about. I think very very dark. I don't remember who wrote that though. I don't remember who wrote that
Rick
storyline.
Remender.
Was it Remender?
Uh,
Yeah, I have the trade
Mm.
somewhere. Um, Oh, Deadpool and Cable is probably one of my favorite runs as well. Basically, the Odd Couple uh, team up right there. That one is actually really funny.
Oh, you know what I really liked actually before it went to I think whatever it was called. Remember how X Force was a whole different team where they turned into like X Statics or something like that.
Yeah.
It was
Oh, when they were X Corp or some shit like that during
that
that
very
era.
first run, where it had you go girl and the guy with the antennas. That very first team, that very
Yeah,
first run, the series right there is just great, great, well written stuff. I mean, because it goes into the whole being a celebrity,
yeah,
of
yeah.
being mutants, and but also not being the popular mutants,
Right.
but still being popular in general. You know what I
Mm,
mean? And just the way it was written, and of course, Mike Allred is a very distinct artist too. You know
hmm.
what I mean?
Yeah,
So you had to get used to that style of writing and art. But
yeah.
that was amazing. So I'll put that on my
Uh,
list. So too.
I don't remember. I'm trying to remember if this was 20 years ago or within that 20 years thing. But X Factor, the Jamie when Jimmy Madrox took over X Factor, and they basically became
Mm,
a
Private
private
Eye. Yeah,
investigation,
Private
yeah,
Eye.
private
yeah.
eye team.
Yeah.
I thought that was actually really good. That was a really cool run. I don't know. I don't remember if that was 20 within that 20 years though. Hmm. Yeah, but yeah, 20 years. I mean, that's again a lot of stuff.
Oh, I love that one story where
Uncanny X Force. Right, right, right.
Wolverine also at the time was, man. It's one of the very last few showdowns that him and Sabretooth had, and they dealt with the whole Muramasa blade, the black sword that he carried in one of the first issues of Wolverine and stuff. So that whole run where I remember the cover work, the covers would just look so awesome back in the day that
Mm,
you'd want to pick that up. So I forget who did that run, but anytime you see Wolverine drawn like super violent, you know what I mean, like on covers where almost animalistic, you don't see stuff like that. You always just see him in his fun yellow and blue costume, but when you see him, painted with blood everywhere, and all that stuff, it's just amazing. So whatever run that is, I'm talking about, you probably see it where it's him and Sabretooth going at it one last time. I forget who the artist is though too, but the inside artist is fucking way better even than the cover artist. The cover artist I think was painting a lot of that stuff, but whatever that run of Wolverine, I think that was great too. But yeah, I was thinking about it. I was talking to a friend about this, about if I were to have just anything in my comic book collection. I know we collect everything, right? But I think my
mm,
most grailed thing would be like X-Men 1 something 60, or whenever it became modern, all the way until like whenever Jim Lee and them stopped. That's all
mm.
I would want. That's probably if we're talking about greatest runs ever too. That's all I would want. You know what I mean?
Yeah,
Just that.
yeah.
All the way from that to whatever two past 275 whenever they stopped. You
Hmm.
know what I mean? I would just want that. You know what I mean? Even though some of the stuff that came after that, was pretty good though too.
Yeah.
I'm just saying, um, that would be probably be my favorite run, and maybe second to that would be um, probably the Batman stuff of like that whole 70s where they started kind of going dark again, and
That Neil Adams Batman.
yeah, that or that entire run of Detective Comics when it was I mean it was truly Detective Comics. I mean that stuff looks just, I've always been a fan of that. What about you, Joff? If you were to own one run in either your collection or a collection you don't have, what would it be? What would be your most prized run?
Hmm.
If you could have something per issue, like, oh, dude, I've from this to that.
Hmm. It's a pretty big
Either your
question.
main one, either your main one, and then maybe some throwaway one, like my throwaway throw in one. Oh, throw in one. One would be like say McFarlane's run on Amazing Spider-Man before he started doing Spider-Man #1. You know what I mean?
Yeah,
Just
yeah.
something like that. That'd be my throw in. So like, what would your guys,
The whole Savage Dragon run. Savage Dragon, bro. Especially when they all like the one when they all switch books, like Jim Lee drew Savage Dragon.
Oh, yeah, when they all traded off.
Oh
Yeah,
yeah.
stuff like that.
Who drew him? Was it Silvestri?
Eric Larson.
Yeah, Eric
No,
Larson.
no, but in the switch off,
Oh,
Jim
it's
Lee.
Jim Lee.
Yeah,
Jim
Yeah,
Lee
Jim Lee
did Savage
yeah,
did
Dragon.
Savage
yeah.
Dragon.
That's why I was
I
like, holy shit,
remember
dude. Jim Lee drawing Savage Dragon was amazing. I was like, holy crap, dude, this is
that.
sick. So sick.
No, wait, hold on. Were you serious about that? You take that whole Savage Dragon run, Job?
No.
You weren't serious about that.
Oh, I the whole 100 bullets run like that. That's
Oh,
Mm.
just
100 Bullets is so good. I only have the trades.
I had to. I had the I had the single issues and I had the trades for that one because I don't want to like dig up the single issues so I could read. It's like the trade. You buy the trade. It's just easier to reread.
Oh,
Like
so much easier to read, yeah. Because the story's so complicated. There's so
yeah,
many twists and turns, so many
yeah,
different characters. Yeah, it gets a little wild.
yeah. I'm still waiting for the. 'Cause they're supposed to do collect the whole. Uh, they're supposed to collect like omnibus versions,
Hmm.
but it comes in an attaché case.
Oh, sick.
It never
With
like
with a gun inside and a
I
hundred
don't know if they
bullets.
had a
That's
gun, but like
crazy.
they came up with a they released like a hardcover. I should have bought it but I just didn't have room. Like the
Yeah.
omnibus versions of the like I think 4 or 5 volumes of 100 bullets, but it didn't come with the attaché case. So I'm like, I'm not buying this. You guys told me it's gonna come with an attaché case, but it didn't. So I'm like disappointed. Like,
I'm honestly a little surprised that it didn't have it doesn't have like a TV show adaptation yet.
well,
Mm.
it's been fucking
In
the
development, probably.
the last time I heard it was supposed to be Tom Hardy in like
Mm.
an HBO Max
Mm.
series or whatever. But I don't know what happened. So,
Yeah, everything that's getting adapted, I'm honestly surprised that hasn't been. I mean, there's no special effects. It's just hard boiled noir,
yeah,
stories. It's
Hmm.
there's no special effects. Just people doing bad shit. So no, that's definitely a good book though. Like DMZ got a freaking adaptation. How does 100 Bullets not got one?
it's too sprawling and complex.
Oh, it's stupidly complex.
Hi Queen. Hi Bon. Hi Esperanza.
It's so much politicking and wheeling and dealing and manipulation in the background. It's
Yep.
I've thought about it, and I honestly don't think it can be done, but I'm surprised no one's tried. Is all.
Plus,
That's my opinion.
there's a lot of characters too.
Yeah, but that's why you literally have to have like 100 episodes, right? 100 episodes for 100 bullets.
He said that was his regret though.
Hmm.
Like he he capped it he capped it to 100 episode 100 issues.
100 issues. The
Yeah,
ending definitely did feel rushed. No lie.
yeah.
It definitely felt rushed.
So
Like weirdly enough.
that's what his like one of his main regrets. It says like I shouldn't have capped it. I shouldn't have said it's gonna end in 100 issues.
I mean, it's nice and poetic to do it that way. 100 issues for 100 bullets, but
Yeah,
yeah, no, you are absolutely correct. There was so much more to dig into. The history of all of the families, and then the current iteration of the families, and then basically just I want to know more about how they make things go away. How do they make the 100 bullets make you can kill with carte blanche. I want to know how it works a little bit more. Yeah, it's definitely a crazy ass world. Got to do a reread one of these days though. It's been a while.
Well, what about you, Ninja? What's a run that you would love to have?
I mean,
You
you
know,
kind of said it, but honestly, Jim Lee's entire X-Men run, I would love to have
mm,
that. Just from start to finish, Jim Lee's run, like of all the artists in comic books, like he's the first one basically that made me go, huh. That made me take notice and made me like really look at comics in a way where it wasn't like just funny pictures with words, right? Like you have him and Chris Claremont teaming up. You have obviously Chris Claremont being who he is, one of the legends of comic book writers, and then you have Jim Lee just putting out this fantastic art, especially at that time where you had to, where you had to work on those kinds of deadlines at Marvel. They didn't have the whole letting them run like three months ahead kind of thing. They had to do month to month to month to month, and putting out that kind of work at that time, like him and Scott Williams, the inker, his inker basically.
one of the greatest ever. He's the Jim Lee of Inkers,
Yeah,
basically.
yeah, he's
Yeah,
the greatest tracer of all time.
yeah.
But no, for real, like Jim Lee and Scott Williams' run on X Men, like that entire like his their that entire career run on X Men would be something that I would love to have. Like obviously, I have some, here and there, but getting like the entire thing, yeah, that'd be amazing.
Joff, Ninja, I know we're big Jim Lee fans here. I'm gonna throw a question to you guys here. What was more? What suits you better? What you think? What was the better run? Jim Lee's X Men run in its entirety, right? Or Jim Lee's Batman run?
Like the Hush
J-
stuff.
that also redefined, right? Batman at a time to where it was kind of like, oh shit, we're finally going here with this artwork and stuff. Joff, what do you think?
no, it's Batman. Right? He's way better.
He is way better. You are right.
Because he incorporated some of his like those heavy death blow inks
Yeah,
to his shit. So it's like, all right, it fits yeah, because he improved. So it's like
yeah. But yeah, he
he
had like
got
20
better.
years to improve.
Yeah,
Of course, he got better.
yeah.
I
Mm-hmm.
I do feel like his X Men run is still more iconic though. Like his Batman run is definitely better, but I think his run is more iconic, especially because of what it means at that time. Like Jim Lee's Batman run wasn't like defining, I would say. It's defining in that yes, it's a Batman story, and you're finally, and well, not finally, but you're getting this amazing artist to work on Batman. But I think honestly, his run on his run, especially with like X-Men #1 coming out, right? Like highest selling single issue comic of all time, industry defining. Not just
Mm-hmm.
career defining, but industry defining. That kind of thing. I think it has a bigger impact. I feel um, than 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 Jim Lee on Batman. Jim Lee on Batman is amazing, and his artwork is spectacular. But I don't think it's as pivotal in the grand scheme of things as his X-Men run.
But arguably, probably one of the. I mean, the thing about DC also is like they've been known for more telling better stories as opposed to getting the better artists, right? They're here to tell a story. You know what I mean? So for them to really get that great artist, you know what I mean? It's I mean, because even at the time, I don't know who's. I mean, a whole bunch of people are doing Batman, of course, before Jim Lee got there. I'm just saying him and uh, the. I mean, his crew just put together. I mean, something amazing with the Hutch stuff. But I was gonna say, just like Ninja, though, I feel that his stuff was more iconic in the X-Men stuff. Every panel of that early X-Men stuff looked fun and just really good. I don't know. It's just the way that he drew guys when he was younger. Even though
Yeah,
what I
imagine if it
believe,
wasn't covered in fucking word balloons and shit. Fucking fucking Chris Claremont's fucking verbose motherfucker. It's like, fuck, it's all fucking word balloons. Can't see the
right,
fucking art.
right.
That's all. Like, fuck. So
But
that's
but I think that's why it stands better in that.
well, they added you added Jim Lee, so I'm like, I'm just gonna grade Jim Lee for his art. I'm like,
But even though I believe what Joff
He
said
had to fight. He had to fight around that.
is true, that his Batman stuff is better because you get to see the
Yeah,
maturity
100%. It's
of
better.
his art. You get to see the
yeah,
maturity of his art. But I'm just saying, if you go back to his early '90s, I'm pretty sure he cringes, like, oh god, that stuff. But I mean, it was just so good even back then. I mean, even
Hmm.
one of the issues with him, Black Widow and Cap, that whole flashback storyline and stuff like that. That stuff is fun. I was reading when Gambit was first coming around, and just the way that he would draw Gambit just back in the day was just like he's like the best artist for Gambit. You know what I mean? He's that guy. You know what I mean? So I don't know. Yeah. Anyway, this is the Hub 408 episode 151. We're about an hour and 18 minutes in. Hope you guys are doing well. Happy Friday to you guys. We're just talking about comic books. We're talking also about the NBA. So if you guys want to throw a question in the comments there, we'll we can talk to you guys about it. Yada yada. You know what I mean?
Yeah. We can also talk about the biggest news that in America right now.
What's that?
How our
What's
American democracy is being screwed over by 9 unelected people. Uh, I mean, it's been a
Jazzle
week.
deal? ¿Cómo está? How are you?
It's been a week, but I think people are still coming to terms with how fucked up our actual country is going to be. Um, we can talk about that if you want.
I mean, not that I don't care about it. I'm just saying, I'm trying to keep it light because I do know we're in a screwed up. Makes me sad. I know we're in a bad situation. You know what I mean? I know we're in a bad situation. So hopefully
Yeah, and
we talk
it
about fun
probably get
stuff to
worse. It'll probably get worse.
oh
That's the
100%.
problem. That's the
100%.
problem. We're
But
about to
we've also
become
been
a
saying that
fully theocratic state.
But we've also been saying that since the first days of the hub. Remember the first
Yeah,
days of the hub when we were like, "Oh shit, we're living in these really bad times."
yeah.
You know what I'm saying? And they came into fruition. You know what I mean?
Shit, dude. You listen to George Carlin. That dude had fucking takes back then, and it's still
Oh,
relevant now.
relevant
He
now.
talks about abortion. He talks about homeless people. He talks about, all these different things that 30 years ago was relevant to him, and it's still relevant now. It's like listening to Rage Against the Machine 30 years ago, and it's still relevant now. Nothing's changed. It's actually got worse.
Hmm.
So yeah, I had to basically, I have to say something, a little something. I have to acknowledge the fact that air pollution is going to get worse. The EPA just got like defanged the other day. Miranda rights uh, don't mean anything anymore in America. Obviously, abortion rights are not protected on a federal level anymore. So some people living in certain states are going to get screwed over. Um, New York,
That's crazy. Yeah, just the whole abortion issue that's going on here in America.
yeah,
A lot of protesters,
mm,
out in the streets. This is a people are saying, oh, so this is a new thing to protest about. Of course, this is something that
yeah.
people should be upset about.
This is actually a bigger deal. Like gun rights is guns literally have more rights in America. Like the states can't make rules against guns, for gun control, but they're allowed to make rules, individual rules on abortion rights in America. So it's literally just a bad thing, just super bad right now. And then more rulings could be coming down in the future, and you know, sooner or later, gay people might be illegal in America. Contraception might be illegal in America.
Mixed marriage, right? Interracial
Mixed marriage
marriages too.
could
Yeah.
depends, really depends on how they look at certain things. Yeah,
Like if we had some gay buddies, right, Jeff. I'm not saying you have a gay buddy, Jeff, right? I'm just saying if we had some gay buddies, you wanted to get married, and they just both happen to be one white dude, one like maybe Puerto Rican or something, like they can't get together on a double whammy.
yeah,
Joff, what you think about that?
Everybody has the right to be miserable, dog.
Right? I like
No,
the way
Mitch
you put that
McConnell's for
too.
the Chinese ladies. Okay, it's not gonna happen. It's
yeah.
not allowed that shit.
No, yeah, that's
California
not gonna
couple.
happen. Yeah, that's not gonna happen. It'll be fine.
California couple.
It'll be okay. Loving v Virginia will probably not ever be touched. Clarence Thomas got a white wife, so it's probably fine. It'll
What do
be
you think
okay.
about that? About Clarence Thomas's wife hitting up Anita Hill, talking about you need to apologize for what you did for accusing my
It's
beloved
fucked. It's fucked
great
up.
husband, right?
Yeah. No, it's
Dude,
it's definitely
dude,
fucked up.
Remember Clarence Thomas put his like pubic hair on the
Hmm.
Pepsi can, right, Joff?
Yeah,
You remember that, Joff? He,
dude.
he put he ripped off some of his bush, put it on top of a Pepsi can, and was like, "How you like that? Does that turn you on?"
He was watching bestiality porn apparently.
That's what I remember as a kid. Like I was like, ugh. Like how's that?
Yeah,
How's that sexy? Like how's
yeah.
that?
And obviously you know who was protecting him, right? Like during the hearings, it was Joe Biden. Joe Biden was protecting him. So part of the
Sleepy
reason why
Joe.
we have yeah, so part of the reason why we have a
Joe,
Clarence Thomas on there is because Joe Biden was
do you call
caping
him
for him.
Sleepy Joe? Joff, do you call him Sleepy Joe?
That's what it is.
Trash, just trash.
Oh my goodness. Let's go, Brandon,
Anyways,
huh?
yeah, probably the dumbest. That oh god, dude, America is so dumb right now.
I
So
know,
dumb.
right? It makes you think, like, dude, how far have we, like the
It's
days of
ins-
Obama have been erased? You know what I
Yeah.
mean?
Yeah.
Completely. Like, wow, they
Hmm.
scrubbed all this good man's hard work. Two terms meant nothing, Joff. You know what I mean? They scrubbed him. You feel me? Crazy. Oh my god. We're like, what's that one movie?
Idiocracy.
Yeah, we're like, we became
Yeah.
that. It's like,
No, it's worse. It's actually worse. At least there, they're turning to people who can fix things, right? Sure, they turn to the dumbest guy, to one of the dumbest dudes in the world, but in that world, he's the smartest dude. So they're like, "Hey, can you help us?" At least they can recognize that they have a limitation on what they know and what they can do. You know,
he was so good in that role, huh? Of playing a
who?
below average guy.
Luke Wilson?
Yeah,
Yeah,
because he does have some kind of charisma about him.
yeah,
So for him to
yeah.
kind of tone it down just a little bit to where he's like, all right,
Hmm.
I'm not too dumb. I'm dumb, but I'm not too dumb
Yeah.
yet. I'm a little bit under average.
Hmm. But he
Found a
is the
nice little
smartest
pocket.
person in that world,
That's
in that
crazy.
future. But
What was
even then,
the
they reckon, you
what was that show? Oh my nuts or whatever.
yeah, ouch, my nuts, yeah. But yeah, at least they recognize, hey, we don't know what we're doing here. Let's turn to an expert and trust this guy's expert opinion. Whereas people in America are like, nah, fuck that. I know more than these PhDs. I know more than these scientists. And it's like, well, how?
Not only that, but we've become a place of where feelings are facts too,
Yeah.
right? It's
Yeah,
just
that's
we've de-evolved as
yeah.
as
That's the
humans.
thing. I find funny about like conservatives, especially, is that they base so many of their things on facts when they keep saying it's logic, but it's not logic. It's all feelings. You know,
Hmm.
they talk about these things as like fact, like a man's a man and a woman's a woman, and it's like, but that's not exactly true. There's a lot of nuance in
It's
between all
Adam and
these.
Eve, not Adam and Steve, Joff, huh?
Well, it's,
Right?
it's Ellen, not Elliot. That kind of thing.
Yes,
It's
yes.
uh, oh, this is what they were born with, and
My
it's like
butthole's made for pooping only, huh? Huh, Joff? When they say that, right? You're like, sir.
why are we bringing this up? And yeah, words don't mean it. Words don't mean anything anymore. People are talking about like banning drag performers here and there, and it's like because they're groomers, and it's like, dude, do you even know what grooming is? Like, does that word even mean anything? You can't talk about gay people in your school. Like Florida, right? They just passed a law, or they passed a law not too long ago, and now people are getting in trouble for bringing in pictures of their same-sex partners. People who are married to the same sex, they can't bring a picture in because it's grooming, and it's like, but if
Like,
I'm a guy,
like a child can't show a picture of his two moms like
if
that.
it's two moms, or if you're a teacher who's married to the same sex as you can't bring a picture in of that showing that you're married to a same-sex person because that's grooming. And it's like, but a straight couple can bring a picture of their husband and wife in because it's not grooming. That's literally the same thing. You're still grooming according to their definition. You're still grooming. It's just straight grooming. It's just because that's quote unquote normal. you know so yeah, these are all feelings. Once you
Hmm.
start throwing facts out, they're just like, oh, I don't believe that. That doesn't sound right. I don't see that in my life. And it's like, but that's not how statistics work. That's not how numbers work. You throw all these things out there, people who are smarter than you and I putting these numbers together, and they still think that they're smarter than them because they don't.
Oh, I think we might have lost Ninja.
it, it's like these people all they run on is feelings. All they run on is like, you know, honestly, if you think about it, who's more scared of the world? Honestly, conservatives are more
Yep.
scared of the world. They fear change. They want the biggest gun because they fear. They're more scared of all this stuff.
They want to, they want to go back to how it used to be. So they're
Hmm.
turning back so much. You know, I mean,
Yeah,
you know, I mean, for them to turn back abortion laws,
yeah.
and it's tough. Where it is the number one issue. Right now. But not only that, all these other things that have been happening with the mass shootings and gun control and stuff like
Hmm.
that. And not only that, we're trying to clean up an administration's mess also. With the insurrection and stuff like that, Joff. Like we're big fans of white folks during that
Dude,
time when they were trying to
The
start.
J6 hearing, I did not expect all the little details. Like the little details mean nothing in the grand scheme of things, but how awesome was it to hear Trump was like gonna choke out his Secret Service? He's like, "Take me to the Capitol because I want to insurrect with my homies," and the Secret Service is like, "Nah, nah." Like, is it true? I don't know. I want to believe. It sounds like it could be, but it's. I like these little details, like
What are some other
um,
fun details that you like?
like during one of his lunches, as he was hearing about like the bad news, he threw his lunch against the wall and ketchup was falling, was dripping down the wall, and the person giving the testimony had to go help clean up or some shit like that. I was like, okay, this is so stupid. Yeah, it's these little things that make this insurrection fun.
Do you think when we get the Trump movie, that's going to be the finale,
No,
the third act? That's not the third act of the Trump movie.
no. The Trump movie is going to end with whatever happens after this committee hearing. I think, or it's going to end on the J6 committee. If nothing happens, it's going to end on the insurrection, and that's it. I don't think
That's
it's
a,
going to end.
that's probably like a 3.5 hour, 4 hour movie. I would
Probably,
think,
yeah,
right?
yeah.
You can't
That
do it a
entire
series. It has to be like
yeah.
released in a theater as a 4 hour, three
Yeah.
hour and a half movie. I
I
mean, if
feel
they
like
gave
that
us Man
one.
of Steel, Joff, for 3.5 fucking hours, they could give us a fucking proper Trump movie, right?
I think that one day could be a full movie by itself. I think,
Crazy.
but
I'm
yeah,
just saying.
choking out his Secret Service, that sounds amazing.
Uh, you know what? This
But
is you brought up Sleepy Joe earlier, right? You brought up Sleepy Joe earlier, and I think after this one term, he's a one termer, and they're gonna get him out of here. You know what I mean? These
yeah,
conservatives are just
probably.
gonna control everything for the next like I
Hmm.
don't know 16, 17, 18 year,
Yeah,
whatever, how many
30
long,
years
what I mean?
probably. 30 years at least,
Yeah, it's
because the Supreme Court is a lot of these people are young, so they're going to be there for a while.
we're in for some dark times where like,
Yeah,
wow, I never thought things would revert.
yeah.
Like where you saw some forward progress, right?
Hmm.
How in the '90s we all fought for something, right? Early 2000s, Jeff, we're all fighting for something, right? Then it just gets erased. These last 20 years just got fucking erased. You know what I mean? Like, oh
Yeah,
shit, dude. You know, where you make Bush look not half as bad as what we thought he was. Like,
yeah,
that's kind
yeah.
of crazy, right?
That is honestly insane.
Like, I used to think that Bush was like the absolute worst,
Yeah,
but then now it's like, oh, you're kind of lovable,
it's like
compared to this fucking guy.
it's like holy crap, it can get worse, and you know what? It will get worse.
Oh yeah, one
That's
hundred
the
percent.
problem, right? People are talking about how we need to vote harder. It's like, dude,
It don't
you
matter, right?
y'all
It's just
y'all
yeah,
control all three branches of the of the government, or you control the House, you control the Senate, you control the presidency. You guys are in charge. How are you not doing anything? How is this even possible?
crazy. What up, Jenny? What up, Jamil? Jamia? How are you guys? But yeah, we have less than 30 minutes left. This is a hub episode 151. Thank you to everyone that came in. Shout out also to Burnt Dice for those questions earlier, which sometimes when a supporter hits us up with a question, it allows us to do content. So thank you guys for that too. We hope you guys are doing well. Happy Friday or Saturday to you guys if you guys happen to be in the Philippines or somewhere in Asia, Asia. You know what I'm saying? Shout out to uh, shout out to my people out there. Shout out to the tricycle drivers. You know what I'm saying? Shout out to the whores also that's out there getting their money on too. You know what I'm
Trike
saying?
Patrol, baby.
Yeah.
The real Trike Patrol.
Trike Patrol, Tuk Tuk Patrol also, if you happen to be in Thailand too. You
Yeah,
feel me?
yeah.
Shout out to them too. Right? Sometimes you find an okay one on Trike Patrol Joff and you're like, this one's all right. You know what it is? You're like, oh, okay.
Sometimes you
This
just
was a
want
good one
street
to
food,
click
bro.
on. Yeah, sometimes you want street. Sometimes you want street whores, huh?
Yeah,
Not like not the fancy schmancy expensive whores, right? We're
Yeah.
talking about the you
The
know
the ground and pound.
the BOGO, right? Buy one get one, right?
The street level. Yeah.
Yes. You throw like a 300 or 200 at them, huh?
Yeah.
Joff? 200 peso whore, right?
damn. Probably
Every
need
once in a while, you just want some McDonald's, right?
probably need to go to the Philippines. Just like kind of like get a fucking 20-piece chicken nuggets. You know what I mean?
Dude, the exchange rate right now is at 54 too, Joff.
Jeez, dude, I just had some McDonald's chicken nuggets the other day. I think they got thinner. Like they are not as good as they used to be. I feel like
Which did you get the regular version?
just regular ones. They didn't have They had spicy ones on the
Ah,
menu, but I they didn't. But I tried to order it and they didn't have it. So I got the
because
regular ones, but they're thinner. I feel like.
I've had some regular ones where they're fat. They're the same, whatever we were used to. But then
Mm.
when I got the hot and spicy ones, they were the ones that were thinner. You know what
Oh,
I mean?
really?
Yeah.
Yeah, that's odd. Yeah, I got the regular ones and they were thinner.
Yeah, I don't
It
know
just
if
felt weird eating it.
I don't know if Jack in the Box still has it. They had it like a couple of weeks ago. I don't know if they're still
The
doing it.
popcorn chicken?
No, this was like a $20 Munchies box.
Oh, I
It's
think I
like a
saw that.
huge box.
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
20
It's
bucks?
divided into three. It's like like
Yeah.
nuggets, curly fries, and mini tacos.
It's supposed to be for like four people, I think is what it says,
Dude,
like
there's a
in the
lot.
ad. Yeah.
There's
Did you buy,
it's
Joff?
I bought one, but I
Wait, so
didn't
what did
eat
you
it.
get? What did you get inside?
It's like I forgot the count, but it was like a bunch of chicken nuggets, curly fries, and mini tacos. I didn't eat it all myself. I just like
Those mini
those.
tacos are okay.
Yeah,
They're
it was
okay.
okay, but like, dude, it's too much.
Mm,
But for $20, it's pretty good for like a party or whatever. Buy a couple
yeah.
of those
Why is the
finger
fresh
foods.
why is the fresh Jack in the Box taco so fucking good?
So
I don't
right?
know.
satisfying. Yeah, I don't
They
know.
put crack in that shit. I don't know what they do.
And why? That's the only time I've ever ate tacos with buttermilk ever in my life. Right? That's the only
What?
place.
What?
Buttermilk
I've
ranch.
Yeah, with
no,
your
I know. I've
tacos,
never, I've
right?
never tried that. That sounds. I don't know if I like that.
I've only done it at Jack in the Box, and I'm just saying it is life changing. What's up,
Well,
Eileen? How are you?
they
What?
have a new sauce. It was like avocado lime ranch or some shit.
Ninja, just for me, if you ever go one time, right? Because it's only $1, right? And all it
Yeah.
is one bite. I'm just saying, open it up and dip your taco in that buttermilk ranch. And I've only done it at Jack in the Box. I've never done that in real life, ever, ever.
In real life, like Jack in the Box is not real life.
No, I meant like I don't go to Taco Bell and then ask, I'll or I don't dip tacos in ranch. Basically,
Yeah,
I've only done it at Jack in the Box.
that sounds. I don't want to say vile. Just that doesn't sound appealing. I guess. Like I'd eat it, but I'm
I'm
not
not the
like.
only one that's ate. I'm not
I'm
the only
not
one that's ate
excited
it
for
that
it.
way. That's why I'm not the only one. I know I'm
Okay.
not the only one. You know what I mean? So
It just sounds like
try
a
it.
combination that I would not be excited for. Like I'd eat it, and I'd probably be okay with it, but I don't know if I'd like recommend it. You know.
Oh, and if you ever get a
I
hot and
wouldn't hate it
spicy
though.
McChicken at McDonald's, get it with the bacon. It's pretty
Okay.
good. It's only $1. Feel me?
All right.
Pretty good. Pretty good.
Shit, be eating tacos. You can put anything you want.
I don't like tomatoes on my taco though.
Really? What? It's like the
On
only
my Taco
vegetable you'll
Bell, just
get.
on my Taco Bell. But then I'll eat salsa, which is weird. So I don't get me sometimes.
Yeah, that doesn't make any sense.
Real talk, I don't know. Oh my goodness. Anyways, this is the Hub 408. We got about 20 minutes left. You want to get into our recos now, so we can. I do have work tomorrow too.
Yeah.
You feel
All
me?
right.
So we
Okay.
can finish up. Yeah, because we got about 20 minutes left. So yeah, so we can mess around after for the last whatever.
Mm.
But Joff, any recos for this episode of the Hub 408?
I haven't, really, I haven't been really watching anything. Just you know, I don't know. I just caught up on Miss Marvel
Mm.
finally.
Yeah.
So what else was I watching? Yeah, I was just watching wrestling, and then
Hmm.
and then uh, and then Miss Marvel. And that's it. That's all I've been watching.
It's a fun time to be a fan, actually, right now.
Mm.
Get to see a lot of
Well,
cool stuff when it comes to wrestling, and also like for Joff mentioned Miss Marvel, such a fun show, um, and I'm enjoying it. Uh, Anything else you wanted to add, Joff,
oh no,
to
that's
your
about it.
recos?
That's about it. No. Forbidden Door. If you're a wrestling fan, get the chance to watch it.
Yeah, I gotta find a place that streams that shit, dude. I gotta watch that shit.
It's like,
Uh,
dude, that's why you guys motherfuckers get hurt. These motherfuckers get hurt. They do some crazy shit. It's like,
High risk, huh? High risk,
see, that's
high
the
talent.
thing. They they wrestle like AEW like wrestles. They wrestle like once a week, so they go all out. Not like WWE, like they go house shows. They go wrestle every day and shit. That's why they kind of like, all right, we gotta say, like these dudes, like, oh man, we wrestle once a week. Fuck it. So like, let's go all out. It's like fucking.
A lot of
It's
their bump
cool.
card, huh?
it's cool, but it's just like fuck, dude. Guys, don't die. You guys don't really have to do crazy shit.
Hmm.
Save it for the pay per views.
Hmm.
But I mean, it's what happens when you just wrestle once a week. You don't. They don't feel the need to save themselves, or like just
They could push
W.
themselves a bit more.
Yeah, yeah, they don't have to pace themselves like, oh shit, we got to
Yeah.
travel to the next town or we got to wrestle again,
Hmm.
whatever.
In like a day or two. Yeah.
It's just the next day, like
Right.
WWE, like uh, they're pretty much off is Tuesday, Wednesday,
Yeah, it's like Tuesday and Wednesday.
yeah, and then Thursday, Friday, Saturday, fucking
House
the
shows.
rest, yeah, house shows the rest. It's fucking nuts.
What about you though, Ninja? Any recommendations for the Hub 408? Any
Uh.
or the fans out there that might be watching this? I don't know where you might be watching this from, but shout out to
Yeah.
you guys.
Yeah. Right now, yeah, it's Ms. Marvel. Really enjoying that show right now. I know I've been seeing what some people have been saying about it, but honestly, I really like it. It again, it opens up a new a world that most people in America specifically would never see. Right? We're talking about a Pakistani family, talking about a Muslim family, talking about like um, the history of Pakistan and India. Like I'm like, what the hell is partition? These are
Yeah,
things that I
Hmm.
yeah,
personally would never have really looked up before. I was like, what is this? What is all this? Why is this country so divided like that? And then you find out it's literally got divided up, and then population movement, families getting split
Hmm.
up. It's kind of like what happened with like North and South Korea. You're kind of like, holy crap. So yeah, there's just all these different things going on. Her world is so interesting to learn about.
just because some British man or whatever.
Yeah,
Yeah. Right.
exactly. Yeah. So a British person who basically, from what I read, yeah, it's a British person that decided to put this border out there, and he'd never been to the country. So yeah, it's wild. Um, so yeah, these are things that
White people have always been doing white people shit. You know what I'm
for
saying?
since the
For a
beginning of
long
time.
time.
Yeah,
Yeah.
since the
Yeah.
beginning of time, white people have been doing white people shit.
Right? It's just like, dude, I've never been
Yeah,
there, Joff. I've never been there, but guess what? We're gonna separate that. You know what I mean?
yeah,
That's why
and
Trump
that's pretty
probably
much what
saw
happened.
that, right? Trump
Yeah,
saw that and was like, dude, it's been done before.
yeah,
We can
It's too
we
many
can
brown
try.
people on this
Right?
side of the
yeah,
map.
yeah. You ain't new. You ain't new.
Crazy.
Um, but yeah, so that's why I recommend it. It's fascinating to me to learn about. I mean, as little as sanitized as it is, it's something that I've never really seen
Yeah,
out here in
it's
America. It's something I've never experienced. So, if anything, for that alone, because they go to Pakistan and it's, I mean, it's not. I don't think it was on location, but just getting that feel of what it could be like is interesting enough for me at this point in time, anyways. So yeah, for sure, Ms. Marvel, totally recommend it. I'm also watching Star Trek: Strange New Worlds. It's on Paramount Plus. Honestly, I really enjoy the show so far. It follows the old Enterprise before James Kirk took over, uh, and it follows Christopher Pike as the captain. Spock and Uhura are on the show. Those are pretty much the only people that you would probably recognize. Everyone else is like new characters and stuff like that. And they have interesting stories, and it basically follows the old school episodic route. Each episode basically tells a complete story. You don't have to watch
Mhm.
like 15 episodes to get the entire arc. So I mean that's nice in that way. So that's another thing that I recommend. If you guys can watch it, those are two things that I think are really really good. Um, and I'm also watching Spy Family still on Hulu. And I'm watching Spriggan on Netflix. I was a pretty big fan of the original movie from like the '90s.
Yeah, was this a remake or?
Yeah, this is like a remake of the show.
Uh,
So
I'll check it out.
yeah, so I'm enjoying it right now. Yeah, that's really about it. That's all I'm watching. Those are my recos.
I don't have too many recos, but Joff had brought up wrestling earlier. I like me a little wrestling content, but I also like watching wrestlers have fun that have nothing to do with wrestling. So watching Up Up Down Down right now. They are playing the GM mode. You get to see former WWE star Prince Pretty, aka Tyler Breeze, and Xavier Woods hang out as they go through a season of general managers. You get to actually do a versus on general managers now in 2K22. So that's kind of unheard of before, and I guess they were listening to the fans. So you get to see these guys pick their wrestlers and see how they book their shows. But not only that, they'll do commentary on some of the matches that they do. So it's really fun stuff. Go ahead and check that out. And yeah, that's it. So I was going to say, I hope you guys are doing well. Again, this is episode 151 of the Hub 408. Thank you guys for joining us. We were talking earlier about the NBA, talking a little bit about comic books and all types of nerdy stuff
And
earlier.
and the fall of America.
The fall of America. I know we didn't get to bring this up, but spoiler alert here at all times. Did you guys like the final fight between Obi-Wan and Vader? I know, like, as soon as it dropped, some people were kind of putting memes out on there, comparing it to the Batman versus Superman scene. But there was some really touching stuff there that I really liked, especially the whole Hayden Christian. You get to hear his voice, at certain parts when it was low, but when he would get louder, it would turn into the modulated Vader,
Mm,
voice.
yeah,
So, uh, hey, man, I really love that fight and that scene. That was probably one of the, it's probably the best. It's not as remember in episode 3 where they're just fighting from the
yeah,
lava. Although it's like a 15-20 minute fight, as badass as it might have seemed back then, it was just like way too much. This seemed this seemed pretty cool. I don't know, even though I don't know. It's kind of like, well, I know this is a young Vader, but this is still Vader fucked up even after 10 years later. You know what I mean? Is he supposed to be strong? How he makes fun of Obi Wan, oh, you're weak and all that stuff and all that stuff. But it's like, but you're fucked up too. You're half a body too. You know what I mean? So I love the fight scene though. Joff, what about you? Did you enjoy this fight? Did you
Uh, I just wish
like if they
that
only gave us one season, would you have been happy?
not really. No, I prefer that fight where I was just hoping because it seemed like physically they're a match or whatever, but I was just hoping that Obi Wan would used his like outsmarted Vader and then like physically like go toe to toe with him. And that's all. I'm just like, he should be outsmarting this dude because he's Vader's too strong for him. Like he should be outsmarting Vader,
yeah,
not like
yeah. True. He
not
should be
not
using
fucking.
his anger against him or something
Yeah,
like that.
yeah,
Show why the dark side is not good.
yeah. So that's so it's like fuck, dude. It's physically like it's just like you know you should be outsmarting Vader, not like going toe to toe with him physically. That's
Yeah,
just and it seemed that dialogue it just it it was cool and then when he said like uh goodbye Darth or whatever it's like oh fuck.
Yeah, it was a little too ham-fisted.
Yeah, it's like, fuck
Yeah,
these
You
like
know,
motherfuckers.
we know,
So it's
we know.
like, yeah, yeah,
They had to go with the whole who killed Anakin. It's like, no,
yeah. It's
I
like,
killed Anakin. It's like, no, we got it, we get it.
yeah, yeah. It's just like, it seemed like, yeah, he's just like, dude, don't spoon feed us.
Hmm.
Like we know, just like it seemed like you guys are slave to the material
Yeah,
that
you
came
have to
before.
explain it. Yeah,
Yeah,
have to actually explain it, which you kind of don't.
yeah. So, but yeah, that's I don't know. A part of it too, fucking Kathleen Kennedy and them like fucking meddlers, dog. It's like just leave the creatives
mm,
alone. Probably like it feels like there's a mandate from upstairs. Or like, oh, you gotta tie it in or whatever. Because it seemed like if it's Favreau and Filoni, like the Mandalorian shit, they leave them alone. Like
I think part of it is the fact that it's a prequel
it's Obi,
era,
yeah, yeah, because it's
so you
Obi
have
Wan
to
and Vader,
you're
yeah,
stuck. So you're stuck in this. You're in a box. You have to tell the story that makes sense inside that box. Whereas
yeah.
the Mandalorian, you're it's after, and you don't really. You have 30 years to work with. You could do whatever the hell you want, you know. Whereas,
Plus, like it's Obi Wan and Vader. They're probably like more protective of it.
yeah,
So,
they should have just not gone with that storyline. But whatever.
so yeah.
Ninja. What
But
about you? Where you?
that's the frustrating part because there are cool
Mm,
moments, and then they're just like
Yeah.
that's why it's like you could have been yeah because there's cool moments. There's a lot of cool moments, but it's just stuff like this kind of gets you out of the gets you out of it. So
Hmm.
hopefully Andor
Uh,
is good. So
yeah. It's also it's set before the original trilogy, so who knows?
what about you, Ninja? Did you enjoy this last fight?
Uh, yeah. I mean, I enjoyed the show in general. Like, I'm not when it comes to Star Wars these days. I'm not super critical. As long as it's fun and entertaining, I don't care
Mm-hmm.
that
Mm-hmm.
much. Um, though that being said, obviously Boba Fett was still a disappointment to me. You know, like I don't
Right.
really have a huge like ask when it comes to Star Wars. I just want it to be fun and interesting.
yeah,
Uh, and I think Obi Wan for me hits enough of those points where it is fun and interesting enough that I can say that I enjoyed it. But yeah, sometimes I feel like they try to tell. Uh, these are stories that like even before the show started, I was like, why, who's this for, and I it I don't know. It didn't need it didn't answer any questions that I really wanted to know the answer to. You know
Mm.
that's mainly my thing, is that it didn't illuminate anything that I had a pressing question on. I don't know who was asking for it. Is really what it was. Is really what it is. So
Mm. Well, I enjoyed it. I was entertained, and I
yeah.
liked all the language and all that stuff. There was like, all right, cool. It's like the very last time you get to see a glimpse of Anakin, I think, and then after that, it's just like, nah, all right.
Hmm.
You know what
yeah,
I mean? I like that. I like
Yeah.
how Palpatine even after was like, "Are you sure you don't love Obi Wan?" You know what I mean? Basically asking him, right?
Hmm.
So yeah, I like that whole thing. Go ahead, Joff.
hey, Aunt Beru gave me a chub. She's ride or die. I'm like, oh shit, Aunt Beru's ride or die. She's like, oh yeah, it kind of gave me a chub right there. Fucking
Dude, Baru was letting that rifle off, right,
yeah,
Joff? She was
she pulled out the straps. I was like, oh shit,
right.
Sure.
Aunt
Very
Beru,
very
dog.
ride or die.
And not
Ride or
only that,
die.
but even Uncle Owen, because you always thought that Uncle Owen was a pushover, right? But then both him and Baru, they got down, right, Joff? Like,
Yeah,
I mean,
Aunt Beru,
both of
fucking.
them. I love it.
She was the one who pulled out the straps, dog.
Yep. and no one was just like, "Oh, okay, fine, let's do this," you know. But I mean,
but
imagine
the
a
Tuscans
Sith
fucking get a
coming to
bad
your
rap
house,
again. Though.
right? Right? Yeah,
It's fucked
yeah.
up,
So I
dog.
bet you I bet you they went down fighting too, right? I bet you, you know, they, they got vaporized actually.
Fucking burned him.
Yep. But I bet you you know, they fought that shit though too. You'd like to think they died heroes, Ninja. You know what I mean? And he got to meet Luke, right? Gave him
The
the
speeder.
toy.
Yeah.
Yeah.
With a sick ass, wearing a sick ass Oakleys. It's like, oh shit. Where's Obi Wan going with his Oakleys? Dog?
Oh yeah, I read an Easter egg about how like I guess that's his costume from the comic
Yeah,
series,
yeah,
right? So who knows? Probably they'll lift some of that stuff, and we'll get more adventures. You know what I mean? I don't know what we would get, you know,
yeah.
but
They made it. They opened it up like they ended it like that just in case Ewan wants to do a second one. So it's all up to you.
they could work Darth Maul somehow into it. They could the thing nobody sees coming. You know what I mean? Like, oh my god, I don't know,
Yeah, maybe.
Your
maybe.
boy Ray Park. Is he still? He's still alive, right?
Yeah, he is. At this point, I think he is.
But do you think they would get him? So they'd have to get him, right?
I feel like they could. They don't have to. I think.
Did they use him in Han Solo? Was that him in Han
Yeah.
Solo? Right?
Yeah,
Yeah, I
yeah,
think so. Yeah.
yeah,
Was that Ray Park?
yeah.
Yeah.
It was such an iconic guy, right? Like, oh, I would love to see him maybe just one last time, and then but then they finished him off in was it Rebels,
Yeah,
right?
Rebels.
Yeah. Yeah.
So we probably won't. I don't know. Anyways, guys, thank you guys for joining us. This is episode 151 of the Hub 408. Join us next week for episode 152. Uh, yeah, we hope you guys are doing well. Thank you guys for hanging out with us. Happy Friday. Shout out to the folks out there that had checked in with us or watched us and listened to us for these last couple days, hours and stuff. Last 2 hours. Joff, any last shout outs you want to give to the people out there?
Nah,
Fuck them, huh? Nah.
fuck them. Yeah.
Fucking. What about you, Ninja? Any last shout outs to the
Nope.
people out there?
Nothing. Let's go.
I don't have any shout outs, but shout out to you if you happen to watch that far away. Thank you guys. We're out of here. Take care. Bye bye. Thanks for joining. All right, I'm going to end our thing here. See you guys later.